Hello friends, how are you all? I am an aptitude trainer from the Department of Career Planning and Development, Chandigarh University. The topic that we have started today, that is clocks, and in this chapter we have some theoretical aspects as well as some practice questions. So the very first thing that we need to know about the clocks, that is we have a minute space in the clock, that is the face or the dial of the watch is in the form of circle, and whose circumference, that like the circle we have, its circumference from the starting point till the end divides into 60 equal parts, and this is called the minute space we have in a clock. The next what we have a hour hand and the minute hand in the clock. A clock has two hands. The smaller hand is considered as the hour hand, whereas the short hand, while the larger hand considered as the minute hand or the long hand. Now in clocks there are few things to remember as well, like first, in 60 minutes the minute hand gains 55 minutes to the hour hand in an hour. Like means, suppose in a clock minute and hour hands both starts from 12. If minute hand makes a revolution, then hour hand moves 5 steps ahead as well. It means in an hour distance covered by a minute, the difference between hour hand and minute hand is of 55 minutes space, because 5 minutes is also covered by the space of 5 minutes is also covered by the hour hand. Next is, in every hour both hands coincide at once. Coincide means one above another. The third, the hands are the same straight line, mean the previous one we have like one over another like this, but in the third point they makes a straight line, something like that. So the hands are the same straight line when they are coincident or opposite to each other. Fourth one, when two hands are the at the right angle, they are 15 minutes space times apart. Space minutes apart, we may say that if a clock is having angle of 90 degree, so we may say there is a 15 minute space we have in between the hour hand and the minute hand, that is the 15 minute space. Fifth point says, when the hands are in the opposite direction, they are 30 minutes space apart. Sixth one is, angle traced by an hour hand in 12 hours is 360 degrees, because in hour hand there are 12 hours in one round, and one round is of 360 degree. Hence we can say 12 hours distance is of 360 degree. Now next is, angle traced by the minute hand in 60 minutes is 360 as well, as the previous is of hour hand, but this one is about the minute hand. There are 60 minutes in one round, so it is equals to 360 degree, that is the angle subtended for a circle. Eighth one, if a watch or a clock indicates 8:15 when the correct time is 8 and it's said to be 15 minutes too fast. That means, on the other hand, if it indicates 7:45 when the correct time is 8, it is said to be 15 minutes slow. It means if a false clock behind the correct clock, it is considered as a slow clock, whereas if a clock is ahead of the correct time, like here 8:15 which is ahead of 8, the false clock considered as the fast clock. After that we have an important formula here, that is the theta. Theta means, suppose in a clock there is some time, like suppose hour hand we have here and minute hand we have on this side, so the angle between hour hand and minute hand is considered as theta. So what is the formula for theta? Theta is 11 by 2 m minus 30h, when m is greater 11 by 2 m is greater than 30h, or theta is equals to 30h minus 11 by 2 m when 30h is greater than 11 by 2 m. Now what's the meaning of h and m? Suppose there is a time 4 past 30, that is 4 hours 30 minutes we have. So 4 is the value of h and 30 is the value of m. This formula we can also summarize like this: theta is equals to in modulus 30h minus 11 by 2 m. Modulus means whatever the value we have, we always get the value in positive. So if we just need to find the theta or the angle between R hand and minute hand at 4:30, we just need to put h as 4 and m as 30. We'll have the value for this. Now here we have an example for this type of questions. At what angle the hands of the clocks are inclined at 15 minutes past 5. It means the time in the clock is 5:15. So what is the angle between minute hand and hour hand we have? So we can find by just putting h as 5 as per the formula and m as 15 as per the formula. So if we just put the value of h and m in the given formula, we have the answer 67.5, that is degree we have. So the answer is option number C. Now next thing that we need to understood, the hands of the clock coincide 11 times in every 12 hours. That means there is one coincide between 11 to 1 at 12 o'clock. What does it mean? It means there is a 11 times coincide. That means the first coincide we have at 12, second we have at this, and prior to that we have here. If this one we consider, this we have at approx 1 past 5, and before to that we have 10 past 55. So this time we have before 11, and this one we have this time, that is 1:05, we have after 1. Hence we can say between 11 to 1 there is only once the needles coincide each other, which is at 12. That is the value we have in between. Else for every hour it happens once. So by this we can easily consider that, as we know, that is 11 coincide we have in 12 hours. So one coincide we have in 12 by 11 hours. That means if we just convert this value into minutes, so we have the value like this, which is 720 by 11, and if we further solve, this answer is 65, 5 by 11 minutes. So if we say after how much time the needle coincide, so the time difference between two simultaneous coincide is 65, 5 by 11 minutes. Hence we can say 11 time coincide we have in 12 hours and 20 time coincides we have in a day. Now here we have an example. The question says at what time between 7 to 8 the hands of the clocks are being straight line but not together. Mean at what time between 7 to 8? It means the hour hand is between 7 to 8 like this. So to make a straight line, minute hand should be like this, and the angle between minute hand and hour hand is 180 degree. So we know hour hand is between 7 to 8 and minute hand is somewhere between 1 to 2. This means hour hand exceeds minute hand. So now we can just find the value of m by having the concept like this. Here in the explanation, when the hands of the clocks are the straight line but not together, they are 30 minutes space apart. At 7 o'clock they are 25 minutes space apart. Means at 7 o'clock what happened? At 7 o'clock means the hour hand is at 7 and minute hand at 12. The hour hand at 7 and minute hand at 12. Minute hand at 12. So between 12 to 7 there is a 25 minute difference here we have, but we need to have 5 more minute space. So as we know, the 1 minute space we have like 60 by 55. So to have 5 minutes difference, that is multiplied by 5, answer is 5 by 11. It means if the needle at 5 by 11, we can say it's a straight line. Or what we can do, we can just put the value in the formula where theta is equals to 30h minus 11 by 2m, and the value we have in modulus. Here we know that the angle is of 180 degree because the straight line, and the time is between 7 to 8, so we know that time is something like this, 7 post some minutes. So the value of h is 7 minus 11 by 2, the value of m we need to find out. If we solve this, again we have the value of m as 5 by 11 minutes. Hence in both the way we can have the solution for this type of questions. Now after that we have some practice questions to do. The very first question in the part that we have, in an inaccurate clock shows 8 o'clock in the morning, through how many degrees will occur an hour hand rotates when the clock shows 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So there is a 8 o'clock in the morning, it means hour hand is at 8, and when at 2 o'clock in the afternoon the hour hands need to be at 2. That means between 8 to 2 there is a space difference of 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 and 30. There is a space difference of 30 minutes, and we know that the 1 minute difference, and as we know that 360 degrees of difference we have for 180 minutes. So now here we have the first question. It says an accurate clock shows 8 o'clock in the morning, through how many degrees will the hour hand rotates when the clock shows 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It means hour hand needs to cover the time from 8 to 2, and there is a straight line between 8 to 2, or we can say the space time of 30 minutes. Hence we can say as 60 minutes is of 360 degree, hence 30 minutes is of 360 by 60 into 30, that is 180 minutes. Hence the answer for this question is option number D. So now here we have question number 2, where we need to find the reflex angle between the hands of a clock at 10:25. So we know that value of theta is 30h minus 11 by 2m in modulus. So we just put the value of h is 10 and value of m is 25. So the theta we have as 30 into 10 minus 11 by 2 into 25. The value we have in modulus. So it gives us the value 300 minus 11 into 12.5, which is 300 minus 137.5. If we solve this value, the answer we have is 162.5. So now it is the angle between hour hand and minute hand, but question is asking about the reflex angle. To find the reflex angle, what we need to do, we just need to find the difference of theta with 360 degree. So now the answer for this question is 360 degree minus 162.5. Hence the answer is 197 1 by 2. The answer of this is 197.5. Hence option D is the right answer for this question. Now question number 3. Question number 3 says a clock is started by noon. By 10 minutes past 5 the hour hand has turned through. Mean, what is the angle covered by hour hand if the time is 10 past 5? It means this is the time we have in the clock. So at noon hour hand must be there at 12, and at 5 hour hand at 5. So there is 25 minutes space we have between these two times. Hence the angle here we have like 25 into 360 by 60, which is equals to 150 degree. But in the 10 minutes, our hand proceeds somewhere ahead. So we know that in 1 hour, our hand moves 5 minute steps, which is of 30 degree, and in 1 hour we have 60 minutes. So we can say in 60 minutes our hand moves 30 degrees. Hence, as per the question, we just need to know the movement of our hand in 10 minutes. So in 10 minutes, movement is 30 by 60 into 10, that is 5 degrees. Hence, the theta is 150 plus 5 degree. Option number C, 155 degrees. So now here we have question number 4, which says the question says a watch which gains 5 seconds in 3 minutes was set at 7 am in the afternoon of the same day. When watch indicates 4:15, what is the true time? So here what we need to know, the time in the false clock is from 7 to 4:15. So there is an addition of 9 hours 15 minutes. If we solve it, we have the value as 37 by 4. But as per the question, it says here we have true clock, here we have false clock. So if in true clock there is a time of 3 minutes, then in false clock the time is 3 minutes 5 seconds. So 3 minutes 5 seconds, here we have 3 minutes. So if we just convert this value into hours, here we have 1 by 20 hours, 3 by 60 or 1 by 20 hours. On the other hand, we have 37 by 720 hours. It means for 37 by 720 hours, there is a change of 1 by 20 hours in the true clock. So what could be the change for 37 by 4 hours in the true clock? So the true clock is changed by 1 by 20 into 720 by 37 into 37 by 4. If we just solve this value, we have the answer as 9 hours. Hence, the answer for this question is 4 p.m., which is just 9 hours after 7 a.m. Answer is option number B. So now here we have question number 5. How much does a watch lose per day if its hand coincide after every 64 minutes? Actually, it's coincide for after every 65, 5 by 11 minutes, but in the false clock it is coincide after every 64 minutes. It means for every 65, 5 by 11, there is a time loss of 1 5 by 11 minutes. If we solve this, we have the value like 16 by 11 minutes. It means for every 64 minutes, there is a loss of 16 by 11 minutes, but here the time is to be of 64 hours for 24 hours. So we can say for every 64 minutes, there is a loss of 16 by 11 hours, but as we need to know how much watch loss per day, it means for 24 hours. Then the answer is 16 by 11 into 1 by 64 into 24 into 60. If we solve this, the answer we have 32, 8 by 11, that is option number A for this question. So friends, it is all about the concept of clocks. Thank you so much for watching this. Have a great day. Bye bye and take care.